than 1,000 cases in 38 states and Washington, D.C.
The largest cluster in the country. It's happening in the New York City suburb of New Rochelle. The National Guard has been called in.
New states of emergency have been declared in Colorado, Massachusetts, and Michigan.
We will see more cases, and things will get worse than they are right now. Bottom line, it's going to get worse.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
We have already lost 24 of our citizens.
We're heading towards an epidemic in the United States, and the question is what the scope of that is going to be.
Tom Hanks and his wife, the actress Rita Wilson, have announced that they have both tested positive for coronavirus.
To keep new cases from entering our shores, we will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days.
So that was a year ago today, 1 year ago today. And also, you might remember that, a year ago today was when he got on the TV finally, because, he was saying, what great shape we were in to deal with this flu-like, annoyance. And, so the thing that actually made him go on TV was the NBA. That's what made Donald Trump actually talk to the American people, because it was the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were supposed to play the Utah Jazz, and that, right? And in the middle of the damn thing, they said, ESPN started saying something weird's going on, something really strange is going on. And then Mark Cuban said, I think we're going to cancel the entire season is what we're going to do. And it was really about sports. When sports started to react to COVID being like super freaking dangerous, contagious, and a threat to the fans, and a threat to large gatherings, and a threat to the players, that's when Americans decided maybe I ought to pay attention to this flu-like thing. Maybe that's why I ought to, because we were still open, right? We were open. Brett's birthday, your birthday's the 13th.
Correct.
Yeah, I have it on my calendar. Not that it gives me time to get anything from Amazon delivered. You know what I mean? I should have put it on earlier. How stupid of me.
No, but on my birthday, we were elbow to elbow just downtown here in West Palm Beach. So here we were, at least on the 13th, business as usual. Yeah.
Yeah. Things were open. Everybody was going about their we were here talking to you guys about it, saying something's going on, something bad, because we had cruise ships sitting off the coast, remember? And Donald Trump didn't want to let the cruise passengers, I think it was a Princess Cruise Line, he didn't want to let the cruise passengers come into the port because he liked the numbers where they were. That's what he was saying out loud a year ago. Very few people had any idea how serious this crisis was going to become, except for Anthony Fauci, who you saw testify there a year ago on this date. Every little thing in that mashup right there happened a year ago on this date, the 11th of March, 2020, right? But nobody understood what this was going to become outside of sports owners who didn't want to be responsible for getting, 50,000 people together, right? Didn't want the liability, didn't want the players to get sick. It really didn't. Nobody knew. Trump knew. Fauci knew. The White House knew, but they didn't want to tell us. And this was the day, a year ago today, that the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus a global pandemic. So what did the President of the United States do in response to the World Health Organization a year ago today declaring that the coronavirus was going to be a global pandemic? That's right, everybody. He pulled us out of the World Health Organization. Oh! Great move, dude. And they were offering us test kits. He liked the numbers where they were. He didn't even want the cruise passengers coming on shore. He definitely didn't want the test. So instead of, rising to the emergency, he denied it. He lied about it. He went on and on and on. Here's the very beginning of this virus as it spread and all the lies he told.
And the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero. Our numbers are lower than just about anybody.
I'd love to have it open by Easter.
It is going away.
Easter.
We've done, I think, on average, really phenomenally. And you had doctors saying that we've done an incredible job. I think what happens is it's going to go away. This is going to go away. This virus is going to disappear. This is going to go away without a vaccine. It's going to go away, and we're not going to see it again, hopefully. We have met the moment. and we have prevailed. It'll go away at some point. It'll go away. Many of these people aren't very sick, but they still go down as a case. We were able to cut it off, stop it, just like this. And it is dying out. The numbers are starting to get very good. And now it's time to open up, get back to work. The coronavirus, that's going to sort of just disappear, I hope. We show cases, 99% of which are totally harmless. We're not closing, we'll never close. We want to stay open, and we will stay open. We're not closing. We have to get our schools open and stop this political nonsense. You're losing a lot of lives by keeping things closed.
And in the meantime, he got the virus, but he also got the best treatment known to man. How many of us have seen anybody or know anybody that got the monoclonal antibody treatment? I, for one, have not. But then again, the people that I know or knew that had COVID are dead. Just saying. People that I knew that had COVID are dead. Except for one person. One person I know had COVID. She was really sick for about 3 weeks. She still has symptoms all these months later, but she's alive. That, Estella, my friend Estella. That's everybody else, Jack died, Jack's wife died. I don't know. So now we have a new president in town who isn't going to tell you to shoot up disinfectant. You know what? I just love this clip. We have to play it one more time. Just one more.
So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number on the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, the way it kills it in 1 minute, that's pretty powerful.
It never gets old, does it?
That idiot was president.
It's so unbelievable, isn't it? It's just, it's the most amazing thing in the history of things. It's just, wow. It's unbelievable. I mean, Donald Trump thought, and I don't know how right he was. We'll find it. I mean, obviously, this election showed something else. But Donald Trump thought his, supporters, his constituents, were morons. So he told them anything and everything to get them to sacrifice their lives or what. I mean, it was very scary, very sick. And so now a year later, we have over 500,000, 20,000, more than, it's a tremendous number of deaths. We've had so many deaths. We had 3 million deaths total in this country this year. 500,000 of them were due to COVID. COVID was the third largest cause of death in America in the year 2020. Cancer still took more lives, heart disease, but honestly, I cannot believe COVID was the third largest killer of human beings in this country. Well, now we got a new president. Vaccines are going out. I don't know if I should tell my story. Suffice it to say, I still haven't been vaccinated, okay? I did stand in line today. I did stand in line for about an hour. They reached out by email and told me, the Board of Health did here in Florida, that I had an appointment today. I could show up today, bring my driver's license and show up, put my date of birth in, confirm that I'm me, and I could have an appointment. I did that. I showed up. They said no. Not today. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.